Stop using ChatGPT if you want to get in shape. Look, ChatGPT might help you out a little bit. It might give you a basic meal plan, a training plan. But here is exactly what one of my clients had to say about using ChatGPT for the past 2 years.
I've had a lot of people tell me, "Oh, you could just do it on your own, go on ChatGPT or whatever." But realistically, I've been doing that for 2 years, didn't work, and joined this program, 8 weeks, best shape of my life. I think the results speak for themselves, really. I think it's an insane program, easy to stick to, easy to adhere to.
As you can see there, his words, not mine. I didn't have a gun to his head. He said exactly, he's been using ChatGPT for the past 2 years and he's achieved more in 8 weeks working with me from my Alpha 2.0 than he has in that whole time using ChatGPT. ChatGPT is not the answer. It's not going to help you get in shape. And if you're watching this and it has got you in shape, then good on you. Fair enough. Keep using it. But what happens when you need a refeed day? What happens when you need to add in a deload week because your training has plateaued, your body is fatigued? What happens when you need to start reversing out your calories because you finish your deficit? What happens when you plateau? What happens when you need to progressively overload your training and your training needs some adaptations, whether that's dropping the calories, upping the steps, adding in some cardio, or even, if you're in the bulk, you need to progressively overload a little bit more, add a set in every now and then. ChatGPT is not going to be there in a year's time telling you, oh, I've seen you training through your phone, you need to do this, you need to do that. Don't get me wrong, ChatGPT is very good now and it's very advanced for a lot of different things. But I've had the same people come through the door that I've coached. And ultimately, they said, I've been using ChatGPT for a while. It might have worked for a bit, then it didn't. Or, it's helped them lose a couple kilo from a basic meal plan, but then they didn't lose any more. With most lads, they seem to get down to the 14, 15% body fat, or maybe a little bit higher, and they can't shift the rest of that off. This is where having a coach comes in handy. Deloads, refeeds, diet breaks, these all need to start to be implemented as time goes on into your coaching journey. It's the same thing. ChatGPT is not tracking your lifts. It's not seeing what you eat and tracking your food. So it can't make the adaptations. It can't make the adjustments that is needed. It doesn't change your plan around because it gives you basic information. Now, it's very easy for me to go on ChatGPT and say, give me a meal plan of 2,000 calories and protein at 1 gram per pound of body weight. Very easy. It's going to give me that. If that worked, you wouldn't be watching this video. If that worked, everybody would be in shape. If that worked, coaches would not be needed. One, with a lot of people, they lack the accountability and the knowledge. Like I said, if you're listening to this, you probably aren't too sure what a refeed day is. You probably aren't too sure what a diet break is. And it also doesn't know when to bring in a refeed day. Now look, I'm not saying ChatGPT is awful, but ChatGPT doesn't know this stuff. It doesn't know when to implement deload week. It doesn't know when to implement refeed day. It doesn't know when to implement high carb days. It doesn't know how to adapt your training and things like this. So while ChatGPT may be all right, it can give you a meal plan. So yes, if you know your calories and your macros, ChatGPT can be pretty helpful. You can create yourself a meal plan. But what's to say you're going to still progress on those calories? Because I can guarantee you probably won't. If you're bulking, you're going to need to adapt your food. If you're cutting, you're going to need to adapt your food, drop your calories, up your cardio and things like this at different points. That's where having a coach comes in handy. I'm not saying ChatGPT is bad, but that's where having a coach comes into place. ChatGPT is not your coach. So that's my thoughts on ChatGPT. If you have any questions or you want to follow my coaching journey, my fitness journey, then follow my Instagram, which is Harrisons_coaching. Otherwise, if you want to see more videos like this, educational content, fitness content, and content that's just going to help you out along your journey yourself, then make sure to subscribe to this video and drop me a like. And if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments. And I'll see you on the next one.